There was a part of me when I used to see things like you can do this in 3 hours or less, or you can do this in 4 hours or less. And I used to be like, man, that's just lazy thinking. Like, I don't want to promote that to people. Like, I want to help folk that want to get after it, that don't have limitations. And then I got busy. And I started to actually get to the point that when you are a CEO, you've got absolutely no time. You've got so much on your plate. Time is your biggest asset. So actually, I now understand how attractive it actually is to see the numbers, because when you know your week inside out, like the back of your hand, and someone can actually give you a solution that's going to give you back more time, that can actually be done in X amount of hours, you're like, give me the recipe to this. I want to know. So that's exactly what we're going to cover today. But before we get into that, my name's Christian Hill, and I'm the founder of Ready for Anything. And that's exactly who I help. High performers, entrepreneurs, and execs that really want to get after it, that have never been able to quite go all the way. So please hit subscribe and let's get stuck into it. So the best way to start off this episode is with a little quote. Show me your physique and I will show you your mindset. It's a hard one to say there. Show you your mindset. So Scottish. What I've realized since I've been in Bali, and I have to say to people what my name is, and it's not even in Bali, when I'm in Europe, when I was in Cyprus. And obviously, as a Scotsman, we don't pronounce our R's properly. We don't roll them, apparently. I don't know what it's like to roll them. I wish I did. Obviously, I'm Scottish, so I don't. But when I say Christian, people go, Christian. So when I'm in a restaurant, or when they ask my name for the bill when I'm in the gym, I go, Christian. And I say that like, I'll just be in mid-conversation. I just have to break into this like, Christian, as if I'm like trying to wave like a little, like, I don't know, like I'm like waving bulls to come in or something. Anyway, that's that story right there. So it's very hard for us to speak, but show me your physique and I'll show you your mindset. Yes. So yeah, there's probably a lot of people that are maybe like the naysayers right now going like, I've done pretty well, like Christian, like, and I've not really looked after my health up until this point, or I've got away with like crappy fitness and I'm doing pretty well. Go and check out my bank. Look at where I'm at in business, right? If you're not managing your body, there's so many other parts of your life that you are not managing and you do not even realize. And I do not know where to even begin. Like, if I see someone that's out of shape, that's tired, lethargic, their body just looks tired, it looks soft, it looks weak, it looks incapable, it tells me that they've got a very weak mind. Now, a lot of people will be going, well, how does that correlate if they've achieved this kind of success? Because if I got into that person's head, the four walls of their head, and I had to hear and listen to the turmoil that they go through on a weekly and daily basis, there is just some people that have got really good at dealing with it and accepting it for what it is. And they've just accepted that that's part of their identity. And if they want to achieve the things that they're achieving, then that's what they need to do. And I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. You can actually live a great life in your career, achieve it, crush it, get after it, go through heaps of success and not consistently burn yourself out and not go through periods where you're binging yourself into the ground because this is what you always do at this time of year. I'm here to tell you that you don't need to. You just need to learn to manage yourself better, because if you can manage yourself better, manage your body, manage your energy, imagine the low-hanging fruit that you're missing out right now. Like, think about the things that you do right now behind closed doors that nobody knows about, by the way, that I know about. You flipping your lid over nothing. Like the thoughts that you have about people when they just rub you up the wrong way, team members that piss you off, and you're like a boiling kettle. You're like, I just want to tear their head off right now. That's not good. Like, that's not a way to manage yourself. And if I see someone that's overweight and you can just see that they've just neglected their body. Like, and by the way, it's not even overweight. Like, you can be someone that's in a pretty healthy BMI, you're not wildly overweight, and you can be wildly unhealthy because of the way that you're managing your life. Like, caffeinated out, you're not, barely hydrated at all, like malnourished, like not hitting any kind of health-related nutrition at all, like stressed, worried about tightness in your chest, worried about if you're going to have a heart attack in your 30s or 40s. Like, that is not health. So I want to change your perspective. If you've not changed it already, right? Because I get that you may have achieved somewhat success in your business, in your career, in the position you're in, the letters you've got next to your name. Fantastic. That's great. But at what cost?
But at what cost?
Look at yourself right now. You will have battle scars. Like, you will be worn down. Like, there's probably been so many points throughout the entirety of your career where you've actually thought, I think I might actually pack this in now. Like, how long can I actually keep going for? So it's very easy to sit there with the rose-tinted glasses on right now and go, yeah, like I've done great, like, and look at me, like I've done no bad and I've neglected it up until this point. But think about the cost, like what that's actually cost you. It might even cost you relationships, friendships. Like think about the things that you have lost out that you might not be able to get back because of the way that you've actually managed your body. So we need to stop looking at where we're at and measuring our level of success up against the numbers and what we're doing. And we need to think about the cost of not changing. We need to think about the opportunity that's going to become away. If you look after yourself better, like you will build a body that makes commanding respect inevitable. Think about that. Like think about what that's going to do for opportunities. Think about what that's going to do for networking when you walk into a room. If someone is in fantastic shape and looks after themselves, it just radiates off them. It commands authority. Like people just want to go and speak to this person. Like I know for a fact, if I go to like some kind of networking event or whatever that is, the person that I want to speak to in the room is, I want to speak to everyone in the room. Probably one of the first people I'm going to speak to is the other guy that's jacked. The other woman that I can tell like lifts or has a common interest or similarity to me. And guess what? These people are also going to be the alphas when it comes to their energy. These people are going to be the alphas when it comes to how they bring themselves across. Now, again, some of you might be sitting there right now going, well, there's a person in my office or a person that works for me and like they're jacked and like they're not oozing confidence, but think about the level of experience. So I'm not just talking about like you get jacked and you're immediately better at what you do in business. It doesn't work like that. But if you're someone that's highly skilled in your career and highly skilled within your own personal and physical development, that is honestly like a recipe for success. Like a recipe for success. So I hope I've changed your perception here. If you're sitting like, came on this call like, I don't know. Like, I don't really agree with this. I hope I've changed your perspective. So I want to like dive into some things that you need to be actioning that's just going to give you back so much more time and it's going to allow you to do it. So we need to obviously understand the mindset shift. The first one we need to think about is do it the right way or don't do it at all, right? This is something I said to a client today. Client is in their late 30s. It's got a family and it's got an online business that's traveling the world right now. And we're just talking about like business and life and health and fitness. I was like, you may as well just go all in now, because when is it going to happen if we don't do it now? Like go the whole 9 yards when it comes to your physique, business, how you show up, crushing limiting beliefs. Because if we don't do it now, when's it actually going to happen? Because so many folk come into looking after themselves, and because one area is better, they start cutting slack in so many other areas. Oh, well, I'm going to the gym right now and I'm not drinking for 30 days. Oh, well, that's good enough. I'll just eat crap still. No, man, like go all in, like turn into a nun. Like go all in your goals, like going through periods of abstinence and cutting things off and locking in hard in your goals is so good for your mind. So good for your mind. Like really, really. So set yourself the target and be like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it all the way. I'm not just doing one area. I'm going to focus on my routines. I'm going to bring my partner into this. I'm going to tell my friend group what I'm doing. I'm going to make a post about it in social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, whatever that is, that I'm going to make people aware. I'm going to go the whole 9 yards with this. I'm not going to just dip my toe in the water. So that's the first thing you need to do. And then when we actually come to like tactics, we need to actually start thinking about things that we're going to do. So when it comes to our training, like one of the biggest things is keep it so simple. Like you can train like 3, 4, 5 times per week, depending on your ability, depending on the amount of time that you have. And let's be honest, if you're traveling, you're going to hotel gyms, you're going to different places, you might even have a gym or set up in your house or whatever, or you have a gym nearby you that's 24 hours, you can squeeze a 30-minute workout in the morning, right? It's about moving your body, and it's not necessarily even about what you do, because so many folk get caught up in how they used to train and what they used to do. It's the principle of exercising progressively and doing it consistently. It's not about, oh, well, I used to train 6 days a week, 2 hours a day when I was 25 years old and now I'm 40. Like, you might not be able to do that. You might have kids. You might be working 60, 70 hours a week. But actually, a great compromise is 4 30-minute workouts when you go in there and give it the beans. It's better than not doing it. So a lot of people are just like so in their own way about like what's good, bad, right or wrong. And it's actually about looking at, no, actually doing something is better than nothing whatsoever. Next thing we want to be doing is sticking to machines. One thing I have found, like I train a lot, like so my volume is actually quite high. I don't want to come across and say that you need to train less. I train about like 10 hours a week at this current moment, and I plan on training more when I train for an Ironman next year. You don't need to do that, like because of my interest and my goals, but at the same time, even for me, when I lift weights, I don't like doing free weight exercises because even just taking the weights on and off, it's extra time. So for me, one thing I've been doing with a lot of lifts recently is I've been using machines. Like, yeah, there's certain like benefits to doing the free weight exercises and stuff, but actually, if you keep all of your exercises to machines, it means that you just need to move a pin, right? It doesn't mean that you need to like all that extra time taking the weight, cleaning it all up, putting it away. That is added time that's not actually going towards you doing it. So if you're a busy exec or CEO, you want to be optimizing for time and quality. And this is just unbelievable. So get yourself to a gym. Like in the UK, Pure Gym, the gym group. If you're in Europe, like, I don't know, like you've got McFit, you've got ones in Spain, like all the huge franchise. Like, go to one of these gyms that have an array of machines and keep it so simple and so streamlined, but you don't need to be training like a crazy amount. Like if you're, especially like if you want to get your physique in order, like basic stuff. And then again, another good way to kill two birds with one stone. If you want to get a good way to network and you're in a good area where there's some good run clubs, if you want to get your cardio in, get yourself to a run club that's running like an easy pace, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's a great way to get cardio in. Great way to be social, good for your mental health, good way to meet other people as well, and I couldn't recommend it enough. And if you want to do something that's a little bit more spicy as well, you could then obviously pick somewhere that's got like maybe like good structured workouts as well that you could actually follow and tie in with like once a week or something. But genuinely speaking, if you want to optimize for physique, looking good, feeling good, good mobility because maybe you're sitting down or you're not super active, then you want to be optimizing for lifting. And then obviously, like if you've got specific goals in there, and that's something that you want to do, then obviously you need to be a bit more specific with that. But generally speaking, like 3, 4, 5 times per week in the gym, 30 to 45 minutes, you can get a great workout in. Supersets as well is another big one as well, guys. Another way to get more volume in a short amount of time. 2 or 3 exercises back to back with each other. Supersets or trisets. Research the best places to go for macro-friendly meals. So whenever you are going, like you want to be doing things. So like something I actually heard recently is whatever your like the amount of money that you earn in an hour is what your time is worth. Like, so if you, I know it's not exact, right? You might have staff, you might have team, right? If you actually worked it out, right? You might have a salary if you're working for a large company and you're an executive, right? But work out what your hourly rate kind of is, right? Divide, like work out how many hours you work on average, how much you earned, and just divide it by that number. That's your hourly rate. If you're doing things like messing about cooking and you don't enjoy cooking and your hourly rate is well above £100 an hour, right? Just get meal prep, order food in, get food that's actually high quality delivered to you that gives you back that time. It's the simplest hack ever. Folk will be like, it's expensive, but it's not expensive. If it's less than what your hourly rate is, then it's not expensive. It's giving you back time. What's expensive is cooking for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a week. If you don't like cooking and losing time where you could be putting it elsewhere into your training, personal development, or into your work. So it's a no-brainer. So work out what your hourly rate is, then work it back the way. And find a gym that you want to go to. This is a huge one. Like, so many folk like I speak to like go to gyms that they don't like, and it baffles me. Like, again, if you're traveling and there's going to be some times where you maybe have to go somewhere and you're like, I don't actually like this gym. Like, that's a compromise you have to make sometimes, but like find somewhere that you actually want to go to. And then the last one, stop going to wet places. So I have to like give Alcoholics Anonymous this credit for this, right? So a wet place is what alcoholics call a place that would make them pick up, right? So pick up as in like pick up booze and then pick up drugs or whatever, right? So an alcoholic who's trying to improve their quality of life, going to a bar with their friend but saying they're not drinking is it's actually like crazy stupid, right? And as a result of that, they're going to end up doing the thing that they don't actually want to do, and then it's just like setting themselves up to fail. So stop like putting yourself in situations and environments that continually trip you up. Like, stop like agreeing to social things that you know are going to end in one way if you're trying to get a one-up in your health and fitness. Stop saying yes to things. Like, be so purposeful and intentional with your time and what you allocate that time to. And I'm telling you, you'll have so much more drive. You'll have so much more get up and go. Like, what we need to look at is this like contagious disease of looking for motivation. Not having motivation, like every other coach and their granny talks about, is inevitable. You're going to go through highs and lows. But most folk are actually deeply unmotivated as a byproduct of something they're doing. So if you're unnecessarily binge drinking on a Thursday night and saying to yourself every other week, I didn't even want to do that, don't do it. Reverse engineer it and go, why am I saying yes to even go to that place if I know it's a one-way ticket to being there? So this is going to give you back so much more time as well. Like, stop going to wet places. I'm not saying you're an alcoholic, but chances are you probably have a lot of sabotaging behaviors. Don't put yourself in the spaces and environments that are going to make you do that. I had this conversation with a client recently that's looking to making lots of improvements, and they told me they went to a Chinese buffet and was trying to lose weight. I said, that's like a crack addict going to a crack den. Don't do that. Don't go to places like that. Like, don't do that, and you will get better results. So yes, please hit subscribe to the channel. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I hope you're having an incredible day, and I hope you took a lot away from this. Please hit subscribe. See you later. Goodbye.